folks, Steven here. Let's see here, give us a second. It should be any moment now. So yeah, this is going to be a live stream of Pokemon Stadium. Let's see, I'll put this up on my phone. I can see here, and let's see, quality. Instead, we're going to go down to 240p. Alright, so yeah, I'm monitoring this on my phone, so just to give you an idea of what it took to get this going. I've wanted to do this for a long time, really. But I tried using OBS and various other methods, and really my computer does not have a fast enough CPU and or graphics card to live stream normally. So what I ended up buying just recently is a thing called the Webcaster X2. And by the way, if anyone is out there, please let me know about the volume level on my DDD033. Hi, glad to have you in here. Let me know how the volume of my microphone is relative to the game volume. I did do a few tests today. This is not my first shot at this. I did a few private test videos, and I put those on there, and those should be, well, you won't ever see those, but I did learn very quickly here how to do stuff, and let me know if my volume level of my voice here is good relative to the game volume. So, welcome, and let's see, so what we're going to do today is we're going to play through a few modes. Remember that next Sunday, the 8th, is going to be my discussion with Ian from the Poke Podcast, and we're going to be talking about the music of this game. Now, as far as the remainder of the setup, I had to try a bunch of different things out. Originally, I wanted to use my Retro Tank 2X, but the Webcaster X2 does not like getting a 480p HDMI signal for some reason. So I had to use a cheaper converter, and I had to use S-Video instead of Component because I have an RGB mod N64. Yay! So I think, and the picture is obviously stretched to 16:9. Nothing I can really do. Okay, slightly louder voice. Thank you in the chat there. I did do a little bit of test, and I smoothed that up a few decibels. Alright, so that should move things up slightly. Alright. Let's get into the game now. We've got some folks. You may notice the picture jumps a little bit at times. Part of the reason for that is that this game has a swap between two different resolutions. There is a 240p mode that's used for most of the 3D stuff, and there's also a 480i mode. And so there's a little bit of a difference between the two in terms of like refresh rate and stuff like that. So you might see a little bit of jumpiness in the video, but alright. And then just to let you know, the chat is so this is my childhood copy of this game. I've actually made it all the way up to round 2, although I never finished round 2. I made it to through that, but I just don't have a good enough teams to get through round 2. But you can see there's a lot of different options here. Gallery, options. We're going to be having, let's see, oh, that's right, I was in the middle of the Great Ball Cup, so yes, let's go ahead and resume that. Alright, so if you have any comments about the music or about the game or have questions about the channel, let's see, I gotta decide what I'm gonna do here. Another person, the Juggler, has a pretty good mix of stuff based on what's in there. Remember, this is Gen 1, so the mechanics are a little different than what you may be used to. Let's try, let's look at what they might be weak to there. I guess I'll start with Venusaur. Seems like the safest thing to start with. You usually want a Psychic type. This is maximum level, is technically 55, but I have everything at 51 because there's a combined level cap for all your Pokemon. And, you know, I'll bring Zapdos. Alright.
The upcoming battle looks promising.
So yeah, we do have the narrator voiceover. Well, it's not the narrator from the TV show. That's what they use in Battle Revolution for the Wii. Okay, so let's see here. Do I really want to even that grass thing is not going to be good here. So we're going to go back and we're going to switch over to Alakazam, because although this is a ghost type, there are no real good ghost moves, so we don't have too much to worry about. I just have to bring in
That Pokemon must not have been the right choice.
the announcer here is credited as Ted Lewis, which, as I understand, is kind of a semi-catch-all for the anime. Ah, good, it missed. Alright, so just gotta hit Haunter with a Psychic. By the way, you'll notice that when a Pokemon is nicknamed in this game, it has a different color palette, or whatever you want to call it. Like that Haunter is a little differently colored than normal. This is obviously Gen 1s with no shinies. So that was pretty easy to take down there. Alright.
Oh, it's drowning!
Let's see, I may want to switch again
The
here.
remaining Pokemon count is 3-2. This battle is still up in the air.
I guess this is going to be a long, hard battle if I try to do it that way. So let's see. I want to probably bring in Zapdos. I want to bring in something that's weak to Psychic. I kind of always made Venusaur like the worst of the three evolved starters in the Gen 1 since Psychic was so powerful.
Oh, it's Zapdos!
If I put my phone on
All status
not
changes are
disturb,
back
I still
to
get a call
normal.
in. That's weird.
Will this Pokemon swap change the flow of battle?
So let's see. We're going to use Thunderbolt. Not a great move pool either. If you've played, you know, Pikachu and Eevee, that might even be a knockout, or if it's not very close. There we go. It's a critical hit.
It's a one-hit wonder.
All right. You have a
There's
much
a difference
better
in the
move pool
number
at
of
that point.
reserve
And
Pokemon.
you have types that Psychics are legitimately weak to.
Oh, it's Hitmonlee.
Okay. Well, I
The
could go
remaining
for the
Pokemon
Sky
count
attack.
is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided.
But let's do a Drill Peck. There we go. Yeah, you don't even like Aerial Ace would be an improvement. Fly is decent, of course. Alright, that was pretty quick. This is not one of the harder difficulty levels. I should point out the way the music is structured in these events, though. There's a lot of these ones that are 8 rounds, and like the first 3 matches will have one song, the 4th through 6th matches will have a different song, and then the 7th and 8th match each have their own song. So the Rainbow one should have another song in it. Alright, what do we got here? A lot of rock and water, so let's see here. We're going to want... probably can start with Zapdos, Blastoise, and Venusaur. Use Alakazam here. As you might imagine, all of these Pokemon, the ones that are not rental Pokemon, I brought in from my own Gen 1 games. Now, most of those Pokemon have been transferred to my Gen 2 games. So let's go ahead and Thunderbolt this. That should take care of this easily.
Thunderbolt! Whoa! Looks like a bad Pokemon choice. That was quick. Down already.
But I'm pretty sure the stadium announcer is, as far as Ted Lewis voices go, is the same person who did Tracy Sketch's voice.
Oh, it's Krabby.
Like if you pitch it up a little bit, you can hear that like Krabby, the way it said that name. If it were a little higher pitched and stuff, it would sound a lot like Tracy. And a little less harsh.
Savage attack. Oh, this Pokemon looks strong. Ah, it's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, so question in the chat from one of our listeners here. Does PIRN still exist? Technically speaking, not really. I think I replied to your comment on there. So what happened is at the end of 2015, Live 365 went basically bankrupt. They had a combination of factors. That, there was a change in royalty rates that really wasn't supposed to be that bad, but some of their funding pulled out for strange reasons or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what all happened there. Basically, they closed down for about a year, and then some new owners came in, I think in early 2017 or partway through 2017, and have relaunched the service. It used to be based in the Bay Area, and now it's based, I believe, somewhere in Pennsylvania. And so, no, I did not restart station there, because in the meantime, what I did is I found out that there was a low-power FM station here in Madison that was getting started up. I've mentioned a few of my other things. Let's see what we got here to work with. Probably Zapdos, Alakazam, and Venusaur. Why not?
We're in the last
But
half of the tournament.
I had already moved in there, and I do a radio show pre-recorded called From 8 to 64. I also help out a lot. I go to a lot of their events, and I did a class last month. Let's see, may as well do Thunderbolt, where I taught folks how to use Audacity. They're still trying to get that one up. When that does happen, I will try and put a link either in Twitter or my YouTube channel or something like that.
That was quick. Down already.
Not sure. I think that might have been a critical hit there. If it was, whether it was or it wasn't, critical hits work differently here. There's still that normally that 10% chance, but if you're faster, I believe you have a much higher chance. If you're faster than your opponent there.
The remaining Pokemon count is
I could switch
3-2.
Pokemon, but I think here I will just use Thunderbolt a couple times.
What's this? Will that be fun?
But yeah, I don't have a real plan to restart the station. Geez, I did nearly like 3/4 damage.
Supersonic. It didn't work.
Yep.
Neither
Yeah, a
one
lot of things when they miss, they say
within eight.
failed, or type immunity comes up as a miss. From what I remember playing this, reading up about this game, is that
What's
the
that?
battle logic, they did not provide a reference to HAL Laboratories.
It's a hit.
So Satoru Iwata,
Go.
who was working at HAL just before he moved over to Nintendo proper, had to reverse
There's a
engineer the logic
distinct
from...
difference in the number
He may have
of
had the
remaining
source code, he
Pokemon.
might have been working from the straight-up assembly language of the original games.
Oh,
He did a
secret.
pretty good job. I wouldn't say it's
The
absolutely perfect. I think they also
remaining
might have made a
Pokemon
tweak or
count
two
is 3-1.
to how things work
The
for
battle
this.
has become one-sided.
But he had to figure out all the mechanics and program that into the game. So, very much a try-hard guy, and I certainly miss him.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder. And there goes the battle.
Alright, so yeah, not too much resistance here. This isn't even... This is staying around 1, it's not even the hardest difficulty set. The two of the modes have 4 levels of difficulty within that round. But the show I do on it's WWMVLP. They do have an internet stream. It's called From 8 to 64. Let's see what we got here. Got all the ground and okay, definitely looking like we probably want to start with Blastoise. Definitely some ground type Pokemon. And may as well throw in Alakazam there.
The field is thinning out. We're in for
Yeah, I guess
round
ostensibly this is supposed to be, since there are 8 rounds, it's supposed to be a single elimination, 256 person bracket that you're supposedly going through. It is always the same battles each time, based on the difficulty level and whatnot. Just go ahead and do a Surf.
Right, that's Surf.
Now this isn't even technically the first Pokemon Stadium game, because in Japan there was a even more, somewhat more basic version of this that was released a year or two before the Japanese release of this
There's
game.
been major action already.
I guess you could call it Pokemon Stadium 0.
The Pokemon are entirely different types.
And it has some of the same music in here. Super Fang.
What'll it do?
Do 50% damage, that's what it does. Come on.
Savage attack.
Alright, let's see how much this does.
Severe hit.
Okay, didn't quite do enough to knock it out, but it came pretty close.
Flying in this
Not a lot of
heated
good
match.
fighting moves in this game. I guess the conserve stuff will do an Ice Beam. That should still knock it out, although it will still... Toxic, huh?
Oh, toxic.
Badly
The
poisoned,
poison
yep.
will flow.
Now let's see,
That's
Gen 1
the
toxic
strength.
mechanics builds up every turn, but you can swap out to reset it. I think to regular poison. Some layer ones they make it so that the amount of damage resets. And since I knocked out a Pokemon, you notice I should have normally taken poison damage, but in the earlier generations you do not. If you knock out a Pokemon. Similar things with like the recharge in
The battle has become one-sided.
whatchamacallit. Oh, what is it? Oh, in Hyper Beam and other stuff like that.
Goodness.
Earthquake, but this surf should end things.
There it goes! It's doubly effective! Down! That didn't take much! And there goes the battle!
Let's point out that the original Pokemon games only have 4 battle themes, if I remember correctly. There's one for wild Pokemon, one for regular trainers, one for gym leaders and the Elite Four, and then there's one for the, oh gosh, what is it? It's the other thing. One for the champions. There's like 4 there. There's not a special one for like legendary Pokemon like you do in the newer games. There's not one for Team Rocket folks, as far as I remember. So they had to kind of improvise, and one thing they use pretty regularly. Let's see, we got a lot of psychics here. So, probably want to, let's see, Zapdos might be a good start since there's a couple flying types in there. Definitely don't want to use Venusaur. Let's use Blastoise and Alakazam. Alright.
This is it, the semi-finals! No one wants to lose having come this far.
But you notice that if you listen closely, I did kind of move down the volume on the things. Let's do a drill pack and see how that works. Is that it's using the, I believe, the Team Rocket Hideout theme as the basis for this one.
It's stronger against special attack.
Yeah, so there's only one special stat. So if you're good offensively at special attack, you're also good defensively at this one. They don't have that split until Gen 2. In each case, with each of these progressions, it does seem like the music gets more serious as you move on in the tournament, which kind of makes sense.
Oh, it's Pidgeot!
So let's see, even though there's still a light screen up, I think I can probably get an easy knockout with Thunderbolt in one hit.
This battle is still up in the air. Whoa! This Pokemon looks strong.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They were able to squeeze a lot of voice in here thanks to the voice compression stuff supplied by Factor 5.
Difference in the number of remaining Pokemon.
I believe they use the same compression for like Star Fox 64 and a few other games on the N64, which, you know, was cartridge-based, so cartridge space was expensive and at a premium. So being able to squeeze as much in as they did is really nice. I know some folks really don't like to turn the announcer off in these games.
It's a one-hit wonder. And there goes the battle.
So like I said, if you have any comments about the music in this game, the game itself, or anything, remember we'll be doing a discussion next Sunday. Still have a long ways to go. It's scheduled to go until 8. See where things wind up. Of course, we have our last battle here. Alright, yeah, we have stuff to deal with here. I think Blastoise is going to be my lead here. Let's see, Pidgeot and Charmeleon. Computer always makes his choices really quickly, of course.
Battle. Who will bask in the glory of the championship?
Okay, we got Poliwhirl here, so not really the matchup I was kind of hoping for. Yeah, I think that this only has that. So let's swap out for. On second thought, let's maybe, yeah, we're gonna have to brute force this. Let's do a Surf. I always like Pokemon music. Yeah, so this, like I said, the show I do on WWMVLP is called From 8 to 64, from 8-bit to 64-bit. Technically, like you play Dreamcast music, which I believe is 128-bit computer. So kind of messed up on that one, I suppose. Seismic Toss, huh?
What's this? There, it's a hit. What's that? It's not very effective.
So let's see, proportionally, well, I will survive this next hit. I'm just going to use Seismic Toss again, so we'll go ahead and use Surf, because whenever Seismic Toss is at that level. But I tried to put a Pokemon track in there.
What'll it do?
chance each time.
Boom!
Since this is the last battle,
What
I'm not
now?
so worried about getting it perfect, but I still want to play well here.
Power strike! And it's down! What Pokemon will be fighting next? Oh, it's Dragonite! It has to make up for lost
Okay, so
ground.
this might be pretty
The
difficult. We'll see how this one
Pokemon
works
are
out.
entirely different types.
They have so little health, and there's a good chance Dragonair will go first. Oh, no, okay.
Ice Beam!
Oh, and I froze it.
solid.
They're rarely seen. Well, it's like a 1 in 10 chance with these things.
It's
Frozen
rock
solid. Yep, freeze really.
There's
I
no
mean, you have to
fighting
basically
back
be hit with
while
fire
you're
attack. So this thing is basically dead weight.
The trainer's
Aha.
changing Pokemon. Oh, it's Wigglytuff.
I'll get a free shot at Wigglytuff.
What's this?
Do at least half damage. It's not weak to. Oh, okay. It's bulkier than I remember.
How will this swap affect the outcome?
Let's see. It's got no surf. See how this one works out. Am I faster? Yes. Okay.
Savage attack. Severe hit.
Okay. Still not enough. So I'm probably gonna lose this Blastoise. Blizzard, unless the Blizzard misses, of
What's
course.
that? Yeah, it's a hit.
Barely, but yeah.
Oh, is it down and out?
All right.
Which Pokemon is coming out?
Alright, definitely don't want to bring up Pidgeot now that I know this guy has a Blizzard on there, even though I can probably knock out Wigglytuff.
Oh, it's Charmeleon. This is a fight between
I don't have a
two
Charizard
different
on this
types
team
of
because
Pokemon.
I honestly don't remember exactly why, but let's do a slash here.
What'll it do? Hit the weak spot.
Nearly always a critical hit in Gen 1, so it does pretty
it's
good damage.
down. There's only one Pokemon left in reserve. There's nothing left in
Yep.
reserve.
And it's frozen.
It's
And
a
no, I'm
frozen
not using.
statue.
Probably should actually use
The
Flamethrower on
remaining
this team
Pokemon
instead.
stock is 2-1. The tense battle continues. What a slash!
And there we go.
Wow! Going down! Congratulations! The champion has been decided!
Yeah, they did a good job animating things, but I kind of wanted to point out the first Japanese one actually didn't have all the Pokemon in it. Pokemon Stadium 0, as it were. So, not having all the Pokemon in the game is not a new phenomenon. I've actually tried to avoid covering that particular controversy. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go over to Gym Leader Castle and try something different. I'll give you a second here. Any thoughts on which gym leader you'd like me to go through? Just looking at the time here, I'll do that and then probably one other type of battle. Let's see. Am I playing Sword and Shield? Yeah, I've been playing Sword and Shield since it came out. I just finally beat it a couple days ago, beat the champion. Which was actually kind of harder than the stuff leading up to it because I had over-leveled, but the champion always, their Pokemon are always the same level as the highest level Pokemon you have in your party, and in fact, if your highest level Pokemon levels up during that battle, Pokemon that haven't come out yet will be at a higher level when they come out. You want Sabrina? Okay. So I got a chat request for Sabrina, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit, maybe difficult, we'll see. There's one of my registered teams. Let's see, I think the toughest ones would be at the bottom. This is the ones where I use like box trick and all that stuff to get as high as I could on the stats. Okay. Yeah, you might not have noticed that the champion in Sword and Shield does have that feature. Let's see what we got here. Well, I think think it's pretty obvious we're going to bring Mewtwo. Let's go ahead and bring Articuno and Snorlax.
Here's the first opponent.
But since I had such a high level team and everything's just sort of jumped there and I started paying attention, yeah, which made that actually a lot harder. I was basically had to sort of money my way out of it past his, like, Gigantamax, Charizard, and whatnot. Alright, so we got this. Let's go ahead and use Amnesia.
They go into battle poses.
You notice one of the moves on my Mewtwo is Swift, which is
special rating.
not a
It's
particularly
building energy for the next attack. They're just trading warning.
useful attack, except that a lot of the Pokemon here use a lot of double team and minimize and stuff, so just to avoid having to do that.
What'll it do?
It would be better if I did something like that.
Special stat is down.
So is that knockout? Ooh, not quite. I gotta say, I don't know if the stat, if it doesn't go down, if that's what.
What's this? Yeah, it's a hit.
Alright, well, let's
There's a big
conserve
difference
some
in HP.
power here and just use the Swift.
It's a swift attack. Boom! Oh!
So, yeah, if you have any comments about Sword and Shield, those are fair game,
Which
too.
Pokemon is coming out?
Really do like the music. I think they may have used the Hall of Fame theme in a few too many
It's
places.
Trevenant. The Pokemon are entirely different types.
I forget which one is the new Ghost Dragon.
There's the attack.
If that's on the Champions team or what. I know he has a...
Wow! Taken down with one hit!
Dragonair did not have a great special, I guess.
There's a distinct difference in the number of remaining Pokemon. Oh, it's Machop!
Oh boy.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided.
Yeah, Mewtwo is pretty neat. If you didn't see it about a week ago, there's that CGI remake of Mewtwo Strikes Back, and we still don't know when it's being released. However, I was able to dig up a little bit of, mostly conjecture to be honest, on my part, to put together a video last weekend if you haven't seen it already. I think the person in the chat here already did, because I think they... Let's see, we got the Slumbering... what, Weld or Wield, or I'm not sure how that's pronounced. But they do a very good job there, like... very atmospheric as opposed to some of the other forest themes. Very, very mysterious forest. Like, compared to, say, the Viridian Forest theme, is kind of because of the limitations there, is kind of oppressive and whatnot. To be honest. Alright, what we got here? Let's see, Mewtwo, Snorlax, and Fable.
How will the gym's second opponent conduct battle? We'll need a strong effort to win.
Rapidash. Don't know if the coloring for nicknames here gave you is what gave them the idea for doing shinies in the Gold and Silver games. It would be interesting to know.
It's pumped up in special rating. What will the other side do?
Of course, you know, going back to that video I made last week, I kind of have an incentive for Pokemon to take as long as possible to announce the actual movie release, because of course, the longer we don't get any news, the more views my video will get, which is a bit odd.
Down! That didn't take much.
I am wondering what they're going to do with musically,
What Pokemon will be fighting
with it.
next?
Like which songs from the original dub version they're going to keep, if they're going to do anything new.
Oh, it's Rolla.
Yeah, the Pokemon noises are pretty interesting. They're not really... I mean, they're sort of derived from their in-game counterparts, but you know that the Growlithe made a very much a dog barking sound, not a, not whatever its usual... I call them the modem screeches in the game. It's kind of analogous to what they started doing with, like, the X and Y games there with the not straight chiptune voices there.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon. Oh, it's Ponyta.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was right. Ponyta, not Ponyta, is how
count
the...
is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided.
Yep.
Ah! Heavy damage. Why?
Yeah, the orchestral. And now I don't know if you're the person in the chat is referring to the Japanese or the English one. I've never really listened to the Japanese one. I have it, and I should listen to it. And I definitely will when, you know, I want to do a discussion with Anne. I guess sometime next year, most likely, for the remake of the Mewtwo movie. Alright, well, this is going to be pretty obvious. We're obviously, most of these are poison, so we're going to start with Mewtwo. Snorlax. Let's see, and then... what do I want to do here? May as well...
Here's the third trainer battle with only the gym leader left after this.
Yeah, all of these have 3 trainers and then the gym leader with the team based on whatever they have in the game. Okay, I'm going to go straight up with the Psychic since I've got weakness on my side here. That should take out Gengar in one hit.
A psychic blast. Mighty blow from the word go. That was quick. Down already.
Well, the Japanese version of the first movie has its own score, like pretty much all of them do. Just answering a question from the chat here, and then they have, you know, their own ending theme song together with the wind, and they have obviously a movie version of Aim to be a Pokemon Master. So there's some definite parallels to the English one. Now we'll do an Amnesia. Yeah, Amnesia is basically broken in this game, but going back to the first movie, I am wondering, I guess my priorities are, well, they're almost certainly going to use some version of the, I got confused, the Pokemon theme, probably somehow derived from the Billy Crawford version from the first movie. I'm hoping that they use some version of We're a Miracle. I mean, they could certainly get Christina back if they're doing like a full-on theatrical release. I mean, she just did, I know, some stuff for like the Addams Family movie that came out a month or two ago. And Brother My Brother would be certainly nice. I'm not sure if they want to get... Blessed Union of Souls does still exist, and Elliot would get, you know, some writing royalties if they reuse that song, even if they don't use the actual band.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided.
Let's see what happens here. Oh, got another Psychic, so no confusion damage. And then, like, you know, it'd be nice to have Don't Say You Love Me and Free Up Your Mind. You're not going to have Catch Me If You Can because they're not doing it short as far as I know. It's just the main movie, but there is some added stuff. But they are holding that tight to the chest. I think at this point it's probably either some sort of, like, digital service exclusive, maybe Disney Plus made them a really good offer, or it is coming to theaters sometime next year, I would hope. I hope it's not any later than that. Alright, what do we want to work with here? Well, we're still going to start with Mewtwo. And I think Snorlax and Articuno, why not?
The challenger faces Sabrina, the Saffron gym leader and the mistress of psychic Pokemon.
It's interesting they had a whole little spiel there for Sabrina in there. They were able to put in a ton of stuff in this cartridge. Alright, let's go ahead and use Amnesia, because we're going to need that because we're going to be playing against Resistance for most of this fight. Against not very effective stuff. Let's see. Okay.
Hit you, Thunder Wave! Oof, it's paralyzed!
So I'm going to be slower for the rest of this game, but I think I still got it pretty easily.
What's that? And the weak spot.
Critical hit. Okay. Still didn't do a lot of damage because my special is just so high. Since there's only one special stat, Amnesia is so good. And see, Mr. Mime's special fell. Okay.
There's a big difference in HP. Combatants face each other.
Of course, here they use the ones on the gym leader towers tend to be, I think, pretty close to. I'm fully paralyzed. Until I've been playing this for a little bit, I remember what some of the tells are. And I think it's getting more critical hits just in part because I'm paralyzed. Because I'm slower now. I think that takes that into account.
It's not very effective.
Did almost nothing there. I haven't gotten a special drop on me from that.
What's next? Power strike! Wow! Going down!
So I guess I would technically need a second amnesia.
We're waiting
I mean, everything
for
here
the
is
next
psychic, which
Pokemon.
definitely overpowered in Gen 1, just because there aren't really any good bug moves either, to be honest.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-2.
There's Pin Missile, but like the best Pokemon on Earth that is like Jolteon.
It's burrowed underground.
Interesting. Now I kind of wish I had used Amnesia this turn, because I'm not going to be able to, it's going to miss here for sure.
What now? Oh, that's a miss.
Not sure if using a dig on Alakazam is that great of a move, since it doesn't have much of an attack or defense stat. Mewtwo is in many ways just a stronger
What's
Alakazam.
it? Yeah, it's a hit.
With
What'll it
someone
do?
even more impressed. Not as good as Muse, but
A powerful hit. The type disadvantage has no effect. What a
well, my name is
furious
Ash. Of course the type disadvantage has no effect.
Now, the underground attack continues. What's next? Oh, the
Yeah,
attack
best way to
missed.
avoid a psychic attack is to
Sparks
burn.
are flying in this heated match.
It's also Leech Life, which I guess is another bug move, but it was made stronger in later games, I guess, according to the person here in the chat.
What now? Nail the
Critical
weak
hit,
spot.
huh? Making me work for this.
What's this?
I don't think Swift can hit. Oh, critical hit. Okay. Well, actually, yeah, because I've
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
Let's do another Amnesia, because I think it's going to use Dig again.
It's burrowed underground again.
Honestly, I could use Recover here, and
It bumped up its special rating. The intense
which is what
battle
I'll do. I
continues.
should be at maximum. There's a hard limit. Normally it's 6 stages, and you get 2 stages for each of those. Let's go ahead and use another Psychic.
They strike fighting poses. What'll it do?
Not a critical
A
hit, so
decent
yeah,
hit.
that's not going to be a knockout. I mean, it's totally...
A psychic flash. Boom! Oh! Is it down and out? There's a distinct difference in the number of remaining Pokemon. Oh, it's Kadabra. The remaining Pokemon count is
There was a
3-1.
Slowbro in
The
Sabrina's
battle has
roster, but
become
let's see here.
one-sided.
Okay, that is a knockout on my Mewtwo. Boy, you had to really try that, didn't you?
It's finally taken down.
Yeah, Seismic Toss is
We're
usually what you would
waiting
use
for
as an
the next
alternative attack
Pokemon.
on something like this. Alright, let's go ahead and use Snorlax.
Oh, it's Snorlax. The remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1.
Alright, what do I
Combatants
want
are
to try
making
and do
sparks
here? Let's do
fly.
Earthquake since Kadabra has no defense.
What's next? Yeah, it's a hit. Earthquake. A savage hit.
Now, unlike the newer games where it goes...
Gone.
Okay. I
It's
figured that would be a one-hit
wonder.
battle. You never know with this one, in part because, unlike the newer games where it goes down more quickly if you do more damage, Mewtwo held out there for a long time, but yeah, that's what a gym leader thing looks like. Oops. Alright, so that's enough of the gym leader tower. There's also obviously an Elite Four and Champion. It works very similarly, except you go through the Elite Four one by one and then the Champion, so it's 5 battles. Alright, I want to do one more thing with the time we have left. I could do some mini games, and we will talk about some of the music there. Let's see, which of these have I done? I wanted to do Let's do the Petite Cup. So this one is going to take a little bit of time, I think. I only have one set registered because it's, well, let's see, actually, these are all rental Pokemon anyway. Let me pick, I'm going to actually do something here and do a different rental because the Abra that's used in here is not have a good attack. It has a Psychic attack, but not a great one. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these use the things there. Submission on Psyduck, interesting. Some really interesting choices here. Let's check Abra next. Should be in Pokédex order. It's gotta be a Hypno in here, right? Or not Hypno, Drowsy, right? Is there no Drowsy in this set? Maybe you can't get it that low of a level. Abra, Psyduck. I think there's no Drowsy in this one. Because I think the levels just don't go down that low. Thanks. Congratulations on this. So I think I will grab an XQ. Let's look at here. Unfortunately, Psywave is not the one I really want, because it's just kind of weak. Yeah, these are generally going to be better. It is possible to beat like everything with a create a new team here. I kind of want to use Kabuto here just because I think it's got better moves. Okay, you have to do it like that, huh? Kabuto, it's got Ice Beam and Surf, which is really good. Let's see, what about, there must be a Ponyta, right? The rental Pokemon list is actually pretty small. Round this out. Sorry, this is taking a while here. Just gotta think here. Definitely not taking Magikarp. Splash and Tackle. At least you get Tackle. Which I guess it should have based on its level. Hypnosis, Psywave. Something here. anything. I don't know if there's anything good with a. I think that's Psywave, which is not really a good attack. It does like random damage, and that's one reason I'm sort of moving around here a little bit. What do we got here? Fire Blast, Thunder. Like, if I were building these types of Pokemon here, these are not generally the types I would use. Alright, don't have a lot of good choices. Like, the only thing with a damaging, properly damaging psychic attack is Jigglypuff, so we're going to go ahead and use that. Go ahead and register this as an alternate team. Alright. Sorry for that delay. I'll get through maybe not all of this, but at least some of it. I did kind of want to hang up things by 8. I do have more laundry to do. So as you can see, we got all these bug Pokemon. So we're going to use Charmander, Pidgey, and Jigglypuff. Let's see what we get here.
Let's get underway with Pokemon.
Listen to the 8-bit Red-Blue soundtrack. I do have it on CD, and we can play a few tracks on there on the station. It's the official soundtrack is a bit maligned because just because it has, as a lot of 8-bit soundtracks seem to have like really excessive like reverb, and that one is not an exception. People have been clamoring for like a clean, unreverbed version. The Red-Blue soundtrack was actually finally commercially released in the West as part of the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Yellow soundtrack.
The Pokemon are entirely different types.
Gotta fold them all. I actually just got a new washing machine.
That's a myth.
The music here is a lot more playful, by the way, as you'll notice, compared to the Pokecup.
The intense battle continues.
And my Charmander is still faster, so let's see.
How's that? Super effective.
Alright, 2 down. I honestly would have just given Charmander Flamethrower if I were training stuff up for this, but TMs are not reusable in Gen 1.
There's a distinct difference in the number of remaining Pokemon.
But I just get a new washing machine because the old one was leaking.
Oh, it's Parrot.
Folks at the apartment complex.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3
I think it's been around since this complex was built in the mid-90s.
There it goes. Oh, the attack missed.
Okay, here's that Leech Life. I mean, it's not even very effective.
The crowd's excitement is building over this.
The last Fire Blast I get. After that, I have to try some other options. This is why I would rather have Flamethrower, because this would have game would have lasted 3 turns.
Wow, that's an effective hit.
Alright, that should knock it out.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder. And there goes the battle.
But I think this is the one, if you listen very carefully to this track, I'm going to mention this next week when we do the discussion. This is one of the ones I really want to talk about. It's comprised of a couple different things. There's sort of a main melody that I think is fairly original, but it's also got little bits that's like, if you listen carefully, it's got the Pokemon Center recovery theme. Okay, we got a couple that. So let's see. We'll start off with Jigglypuff. And what else we got to work with here? We got a flying. And Magnemite. Okay.
What kind of battle can we
I know I've moved it down, but this is the
round 2.
That's how that song kind of goes. I think it's loosely based on it, but it's oh God. Let's see. Beat this thing in submission. Other that is probably faster.
It's getting pumped up. Transmission going down. Whoa! Looks like a bad Pokemon choice.
And I believe does recoil damage, but maybe not in Gen 1 if you knock out the Pokemon.
This is a
Pretty sure submission
one-on-one
does
from
normally do
the word
recoil
go.
damage, but I got a one-shot KO there.
Oh,
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. How will the
I like the way the
affect that?
Pokemon sounds. There's also some Pokemon voices, like if you have a Pikachu from Yellow, it'll talk
There,
using
it's
the
a
voice
hit.
there. But also the mini games, I believe, use the voices. So I don't know if this will be a one-hit KO. Probably not, but it'll probably do pretty good damage.
Special stat is down.
I did about half exactly. But despite this Leech Seed, I
Sparks
think
are
I should be
flying
okay
in this heated
doing
match.
their Psychic here. Poison Powder, huh?
It's poison powder.
But I think with the lowered special, I should still
Yes,
get
it's working.
the knockout here on Bulbasaur.
A psychic blast. Super effective.
Yep.
Oh! Is it down and out? There's a difference in the number of reserve
So let's see what comes up
Pokemon.
next. If it's another Psychic Weak Pokemon, I have it pretty easy.
Oh, it's Pidgey.
Alright, let's swap Pokemon, because I don't have anything good.
The remaining Pokemon count is
Like I think
3-1.
Sing,
The battle
Takedown.
has become
I'm not sure why
one-sided.
Jigglypuff has all the recoil moves, but let's go ahead and swap to Magnemite. And that should make this a fairly elementary.
The Pokemon returns to its
Battle.
Pokeball. Oh, it's Magnemite. Blinding Sand Attack.
And accuracy down, great.
Took a hit. Will this Pokemon swap change
Alright,
the
Thunder.
flow of battle?
Much rather have Thunderbolt, but let's see how this works out. Especially with the accuracy down, I only have maybe like a 2 in 3 chance.
Perfect hit.
There we go. And there it goes.
It's a one-hit wonder.
So we'll see how many of these I can get through by 8. But just a reminder,
There goes the
next
battle.
Saturday, or next Sunday, I'm sorry, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Is our Pokemon Stadium music discussion with Ann from PvP Podcast. Last I heard, she was trying to get her stuff together to get her podcast started, but I haven't seen anything come of that as of yet. Alright, what I got to work with here. Yeah, kind of interesting. We'll start with Jigglypuff. What else do I want here? We use Pidgey, because I got it. Let's see. I'm not sure I want to have 2 light. That Voltorb really scares me. Anytime I see a lightning Pokemon, it's like I really don't want to have 2 lightning weak Pokemon. But everything else is so resistant. I'll use Kabuto as my third.
The upcoming
Next
battle
Sunday
looks
at 8
promising.
p.m. Central Time. So we're coming up on 8 p.m. Central Time. So next week at 8 p.m. I usually run these live streams at 7, but just to work things out with Ann. I sent her an email today just to double check on stuff because I want to know kind of. Let's see, we'll use Takedown here. Okay.
Massive explosion. Major damage.
Let's see, do I survive?
Wow.
No, I don't.
Going down.
Is going to be our Pokemon Stadium music discussions. I think it's going to be fun there where we just pick a couple songs, we also talk about the music overall, and then we do a bonus segment about the game. Sometime this month I want to get out, let's see, what the on earth do I do here? For the...
Oh, it's troublesome.
It's harder to talk and play at the same time sometimes than I realized.
We're evenly matched at 2 Pokemon aside. Neither Pokemon
That surf
is
should
backing down.
change things around a bit.
Right, that's surf.
Yeah, if you just heard it there, the D was in there if you want to rewind back a bit if you're watching this on replay. But I thought that was a really nice touch once I started noticing it.
There's only one Pokemon
There it is
left
again.
in reserve.
And I was not afraid of this, so let's see, what the heck do I want to
The
do here?
remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1. The tense battle continues.
Yeah, I think Surf is my best option here. I may be out of luck here. Oh, Sonic Boom, okay.
What now?
Rather than going for the obvious, you know, lightning attack there, uses Sonic Boom, which gives me a fighting chance here.
A savage hit!
Okay.
The crowd's excitement is building over this
Voltorb is one of the
hot battle.
fastest Pokemon in the game, so let's see. Is it going to use another Sonic Boom, which is not necessarily bad, especially since the low HP here. One of the Pokemon you see later is something that has
What's that?
Dragon Rage, I believe. It says 40, which is immense in this format, and some Pokemon can't even take that.
And it's down!
Well, that worked out surprisingly well.
And there goes the battle!
Alright, so in the next one, the Rainbow one, we use a somewhat different song. But yeah, as you can guess, the ones in this one use low-level Pokemon. The themes are much more playful. So everything's weak to lightning, it looks like. So obviously we're starting with Magnemite, except for that thing there, the Machop. Anything else good? Let's see. Let's bring in Pidgey. Do I want to bring in the Kabuto? But what does that have? Surf by now. I don't want to bring in that one. Check what we got here. Low kick, seismic toss, and fire blast. Yeah, that's not what I would put on my Machop. Seismic toss is also kind of decent here.
The crowd's excitement is building. This is
And let me know if you'd like me to do these types of streams more generally. I do intend to do these before our discussions of each game that we do in some form or another. Let's see, Thunder. I guess I have to option not miss, really. Surf, huh?
What'll it be?
And somehow Goldeen is faster than Magnemite. I know Magnemite is only pure electric because there's no metal
it's a
type.
hit. Here it comes! Thunder! Oops, that's a miss.
Nope.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
Technically speaking, I have the,
What's this? There, it's a hit.
So yeah, I think I can survive one more of those surfs, but...
How's that? Oh, the attack missed. Neither one is conceding
yeah,
an
not
inch.
fun, as you can kind of tell. So I
What's
should
that?
survive this and get one more shot, but it's pretty disappointing if I only get
That's
one
a good
KO
hit.
with my Magnemite here. I mean, it does look metallic here. There's just no steel type until then.
It's doubly effective.
Alright, good. Oh, I had a feeling that would connect. I think it's like 80% accurate, so missing it 3 times in a row is like a 1 in
What
125
will the
chance,
next
but
Pokemon be?
definitely possible.
Oh, it's Magikarp.
Don't
It has
forget,
to
this thing is
make up
fast and it
for lost
probably knows
ground.
tackle, so actually that's pretty
The
good. It's going to knock
Pokemon
me out
are
here.
entirely different
Well,
types.
let's see what happens here. Maybe I'll get lucky. Yep.
What now?
Oh, wow. Almost, yeah. Magikarp just didn't quite have it, but I could still miss here. You
There
never
it
know.
goes. Whoa,
Not this time, though. So that's 2 for 1. Okay.
Wow, take it down with one hit. There's a distinct difference in the number of remaining Pokemon. Oh, it's Horsey.
Okay. Well, I think Horsey's going to
The
outspeed
remaining
me. So the
Pokemon
question
count
is, do I want to
3
swap?
1. The battle has become one-sided.
Yeah, I think I'll use Thunder and just take the probable knockout. Yeah, man.
What'll it do? Oh!
Critical hit, huh? It had to do 1 damage, and it did. I like how the Magnemite kind of falls
Which
apart there, where its
Pokemon
magnets
is
fall
coming
off.
out?
I mean, I guess, yes, you could say it's a little bit morbid or whatever, but,
Oh, it's Machop.
Like I said, this
The
game is
remaining
playable
Pokemon
without
stock is
the main
2 to
series
1.
games, but it's much better with it. So let's see, 25
Combatants
there.
are making
Let's tell you the HP of all that stuff. Let's go ahead and use... you know what? Let's use Karate Chop. That's a guaranteed critical hit, and Low Kick does damage based on, I believe, weight. So...
What's hit? A decent hit.
And...
What's that? Powerful strike.
Actually thought I would get a bit more out of that.
Battle continues.
But I am doing more than it's getting, so let's go ahead and do another Karate Chop. Because Low Kick isn't going to do a ton here, so there aren't that many like, unevolved Pokemon. Oh, of course. I mean, I know I'm going to get a critical hit. It's almost 100% certain.
Nail the weak spot.
Okay, well, let's see what happens here.
Furious battle.
We're going to go to Karate Chop.
Now.
Might survive.
What's it?
Yes, I did. Okay, so I should, as long as this doesn't miss. I think, yeah, Gen 1 has that 1 in 256 chance that you will miss on any attack, even like Swift.
Watch the weak. And it's down. And there goes the battle.
Alright, I think I'll do at least one more, because even though it's just technically past 8, got time for a little more of this. Let's see. So looking at what's down there and what's available. Chomp, Kabuto. Magnemite. Let's see how that one works.
We're in the last half of the tournament. Things will get white hot. Begin round 5.
Alright, so let's see. Well, we're definitely going to do a low kick here for
The
weakness.
commands are issued. Low kick. No! This Pokemon looks wrong.
Nearly a one-hit KO. Oh, of course it does Psychic. Just like mine does. Critical hit, special foul. Well, that was fun. This didn't knock me out.
Neither one is conceding an inch.
Let's go ahead and use Karate Chop to finish it off.
Karate chop! Powerful strike! Oh!
In the way
Is it
the
down and
Zubat
out?
sort of deflates there. It's
Which
knocked out. Very nice,
Pokemon is
interesting
coming out?
animations here.
Oh, it's Abra!
Alright, no way am I leaving this thing out against that.
The Pokemon are entirely different
What
types.
do I got here? Kabuto and Magnemite. Let's try using Kabuto.
The trainer's changing Pokemon. Oh, it's Kabuto! There it goes!
Psywave, if I remember correctly, is semi-random damage, and I don't even know if it can get a super effective hit, but I just don't have anything that's really good against that anyway.
The flow of battle?
Let's go ahead and use Surf. See what we can do here. I think Abra is... Oh, Substitute, huh?
It created a substitute.
If I remember correctly, if you try to put Missing No in this game, it actually comes across as the Substitute
The
doll.
substitute was used up. Both Pokemon appear equally fit.
And there's Psywave here. Let's see.
Savage attack. Major damage.
Oof, yeah, it's just kind of a very random attack there.
How's that? Watch the weak.
Okay, so critical hit. Ugh, not quite enough. I figured it would be just a little bit short there. Alright, what do I want to do here? We might as well use Ice Beam.
They strike fighting poses. Hit you,
And hopefully I don't get...
a decent hit.
Ooh, boy. It's got some close calls here on this.
Ice beam. Yeah, it's a hit. Oh, it's down. There's a distinct difference
let's see, what
in
is
the
their
number
last
of remaining
Pokemon then?
Pokemon. Oh, it's Meowth.
Okay. Well, normally I would have an advantage here because I would have
The battle has become
that,
one-sided.
but we're gonna go to Magnemite because, but I only have 1 HP, so any attack that does damage will do enough damage to knock out Kabuto, and I'll try and get a perfect. When you don't lose any Pokemon in a battle here, you get a perfect, which gives you an extra continue in these moves.
What now? Real nasty spot. How will the swamp Pokemon fight?
Thunder here, see how that one
Go
goes.
into battle poses.
Lower my defense.
Oh, great. Its defense is down. Whoa! Severe hit.
Oh, got it! Wow.
Down with one hit.
That was darn impressive.
Battle.
Let's see, I may as well talk over some other channel news while we're here. Oh, I've got the stream. I think we're getting... See, I got an extra continue there. Okay, 3 more. And then that'll end up the stream once we finish this one. Because I'm enjoying it enough. Okay. Interesting. What we got to work with here? We'll start with Magnemite. Even though there's a Diglett in there, there's 3 Pokemon that are weak to lightning. And then I want... Let's see, Jigglypuff. I think I'm going to have to use Kabuto.
The field is thinning out. We're into
This is actually a lot of fun. You know, I had a partially finished Let's Play of Coliseum, which I eventually finished on my own, but the commentary there was just not as interesting as I would like.
It's confused. Here it comes. Thunder.
If 3 question marks appear about it, it's confused, but go ahead and hit itself.
Taken down on the word go. There's been major action already.
Alright, what do we get next?
Oh, it's Magnemite. The remaining Pokemon count is 3-2.
Thunderwave
Battle
this
is
guy.
still up in the air. Hit you, Thunderwave.
And unlike in modern generations, you can paralyze an electric Pokemon, a lightning Pokemon, whichever one they use. Lightning, I think, is what they call it in the TCG.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
I don't think I have anything I have Swift. Let's give that a shot.
The combatants face
I'll definitely go first here.
It shook off its confusion. Boom!
Okay, that's not going to do much damage. So next turn, it's going to... I'm just going to try and lower my accuracy here.
Accuracy took a hit.
Well, that won't do. So
The
we're going to
crowd's
change
excitement
here.
is building over this hot battle.
Go with the Jigglypuff.
Now. Oh, there's going to be a change of Pokemon.
But,
Oh, it's
I didn't
Jigglypuff.
have enough to comment on, and, you know, I had to get... This seems to be working a lot better for whatever reason.
What
Yeah,
hit?
Jigglypuff has a ton of
There,
HP, you
it's
can
a
see
hit.
there. It can take 5 of
Will
those sonic
this
booms if
Pokemon
that's what
swap
the thing
change
wants to
the
do
flow
there.
of battle?
Okay, well, if it were actually Steel, I would use Submission here, but let's use Takedown and see what I can
We
do.
go into battle poses.
Let's say mine should go
What
first.
now? That's a good hit.
Okay. Take a very small amount of recoil damage there.
What's that? Accuracy took a hit. The intense battle continues. The commands are issued.
Yeah, I know that Magnemite is just pure electric in this one because there's no steel type. Oh, 1. Really? So it's totally... I think you skip the recoil step if it goes to
What'll
that.
it do? Oh, the
Huh.
attack missed.
I don't know. I thought Sonic Boom was 100% accurate, so if that's the 1 in 256 chance, or maybe that's something else entirely, I'm not sure.
A psychic
Because I know in Gen 1 that there's every attack has at least a 1 in 256 chance to miss, even Swift.
There's a distinct difference in the number of remaining
If anyone
Pokemon.
does know. Kiru Godzilla 1, thank you very much for coming in. Sorry, I didn't notice we have another folks in there. We should be going through the rest of this round, and then I'll wrap things up for tonight. But just to remind folks, next Sunday we are doing a... I may as well see what I can do here. We are doing a discussion of the music of this game, Pokemon Stadium. I'm going to bring on Anne from Pokepress Podcast, and it's going to start at 8 p.m. Central, which is 9 p.m. Let's see, Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Pacific, and let's see. Okay, we're going to do our takedown.
They strike fighting poses.
See what it does here. Fury attack.
What now?
Ah, it missed. Good.
That's a miss.
Excuse me.
How's that?
And I also missed.
The target.
Comedy of errors.
Either one is conceding an inch. What's next? Boom!
Yeah, it did a fair bit of damage. If this misses, I will do a...
There it goes!
Nope.
Good hit!
And there we go!
Oh! Is it down and out?
So glad Farfetch'd got an evolution, although, you know, since the Farfetch'd is the Sword version exclusive, Surfetch'd, and then Ponyta and Rapidash are the Shield exclusive. I got Shield. I really feel like they should go together. You should have a knight on its steed. To be honest, I was kind of just glad that the new Farfetch'd wasn't some, like, Scrooge McDuck rip-off type deal. Because thinking, oh no, they're going to make it play golf with its leak. No, please, no. What else we got to work with here? And you may as well bring out Kabuto, because nothing is, and it's got, we've got so many normal types here. Okay. But I'm glad they did not have Farfetch'd using Golf Club. Of course, DuckTales and Pokemon do have a bit of a musical connection, if you weren't aware. The guy who wrote the original DuckTales theme, Mark Muller, co-wrote Somewhere Someday and helped get that song on the Pokemon the First Movie soundtrack. Yikes. Okay, I hope I can do some... you better take that recoil, Eevee.
Pokemon looks wrong. Neither one
well,
is
I don't know what I want to do here. Let's swap over to Kabuto, since Kabuto will take very little damage.
Fighting poses.
I think.
Here's a Pokemon change.
Eevee, you know, it's level 30. You can go all the way to level 30, but then your other teammates have to be lower level to compensate, because you have a certain maximum level here.
What's this?
Not very effective.
Didn't do much damage.
Yep.
How will the swapped Pokemon fight?
Okay, may as well use Surf here. Use Quick Attack to do very little damage.
The attack wasn't effective. Right, that's Surf. There, it's a hit.
Gosh, I'm surprised that did not knock it out.
Furious battle.
I think that would have done it. Alright, let's go ahead and use an Ice Beam so we're conserving our move pool.
What'll it do? That was weak. Ice Beam! Yeah!
I figured that would do it. I'm surprised that Surf didn't knock out Eevee. I guess it's just such a high level and had a decent enough special to survive it. Kabuto probably doesn't have the greatest special.
Oh, it's Clefairy!
I'm not sure I want to do a switch in just because my Machop is kind of low HP. So, we're going to use a Surf here. See what this does. Oh, my Kabuto is faster.
A decent hit.
It is about 1/3 damage on that. Let's see.
What's that?
Not effective, might not attack. That always seems to happen.
Sparks are flying in this
Better than normal chance that this thing will,
What's this? It didn't do much damage. Savage attack. Boom! Both combatants are exhausted. They strike fighting poses. What now? The
Okay,
attack wasn't effective.
didn't do enough to do that. I may
How's
just...
that?
We'll see what comes out third here, because I might want to switch out.
That's a
Try
good
getting
hit.
more perfect. Not that I'm really...
Oh, it's down. There's a
Oh, I can...
difference in the number
So it sounds
of
like someone was having a little bit of
Pokemon.
trouble there. I can move my voice for the...
Oh, it's Jigglypuff.
Alright, we got Trainer Lucarion.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3 to 1.
Pointed out they're having a little more trouble with my voice. I don't know if things went down or what, but I did move the game audio down just a shade, so we got Jigglypuff there. Let's, there's no way it's going to survive, even like
each
a...
other down. Here's a Pokemon chain.
No, I have a mixer up right in front of me, so I can adjust the game and audio independently of that, so I just moved it down just a small bit.
What'll it do? There, it's a hit.
Alright.
Will this Pokemon swap change the flow of battle?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Vigorous attack. Heavy
I
stab.
do wonder if some of the folks who do commentary these... Oh, down to 2. Wow.
There's the attack.
Ah, but you missed.
Missed the target.
Alright, I'm going to use Swift here to knock out Jigglypuff. That should do it.
Battle.
Let me know if the sound is adjusted a little bit better now. I think I moved it down just like a decibel or two, and that should help you understand me. I did do some tests beforehand, and I had already adjusted things based on that. We did some adjustments earlier.
The battle.
Alright, one more here. Yeah, not everyone has the same, hearing or speakers or stuff like that. But yeah, this is going to be our last battle for this stream, I think. Like I said, if you have any comments about the music of this game, we will be discussing that. Go ahead and toss those on here. I'll try to work those in for next week's discussion. Mania, Mania, Mania from our Pokemaniac. Alright, what have we got to work with here? Let's see. I got a level 30 to Chini that I'm pretty sure knows Dragon Rage. So I'm definitely going to want to have my Kabuto in there. Otherwise, it's a pretty decent, and then... Let's see, based on what's in there, let's go ahead and grab Magnemite. See how this works.
This is it, the final battle. Who will bask in the glory of the championship?
Hey, Psyduck, huh? Let's see what we can do here.
Strike fighting poses. Here's the first move. A savage hit. What will the trainer
Very
do
fast-paced music for this
now?
final.
Major damage.
Not quite half, so...
Sparks are
this is
flying
going to be
in
close,
this heated
but I
match.
think...
Right, that's sir.
I'm using a headset microphone on this. Oh, critical hit. Well, that's going to do that.
Wow. Going
I do have 5 or 6 continues, so if I
What
botch
Pokemon
this, I can
will
try it
be
again.
fighting next?
We're going to definitely put out Magnemite here.
They go into battle poses. Oh, it's Magnemite. The Pokemon are entirely different types.
We're going to use Thunder here. Okay, Psyduck is going to take a
Taking
nap.
a quick rest.
Interesting choice.
Thunder. Wow, that's an effective hit.
Should do... Yeah, there we go.
Wow, that's
Got that
it,
Psyduck.
that's up. Which Pokemon is coming out? Oh, it's a Nidoran female.
neat that the vocal thing specifically says female there. I think that's a great touch. They do really go deep here, which, you know, like I said, the Factor 5 voice compression is the main reason they can do that. Okay, well, it doesn't have a ground typing because it's not a Nido Queen, so let's try and see what we can do here.
What's this?
Let's see. Oh, wow. I think a Thunderbolt might not have been able to knock that thing out.
There's only one Pokemon left in reserve.
And this is probably the Dratini. No! Okay. The Omastar, or Omanite. Okay, let's see if I can get this. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm faster, yeah, so let's see what happens here. Alright, that's it's our level 30, and there we go! Wow! See, oftentimes I think this trainer leads with the Dratini that has Dragon Rage, and 40 damage, no matter what, is really tough. So, to do it that well is really good on my part. So let's see. This is going to just about do it for the stream, but let's just review here. So next Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, is going to be the discussion of the music of this game, Pokemon Stadium. Really nice, very kind of cartoonish stadium background there as well. And the podcast is going to be there. Like I said, if anything changes, I will let you know. But that's what's going on then. We're usually do these discussions take a little over an hour, and we're going to go back and forth, talk about a couple different songs. So if you have any thoughts on the songs, please put those in the comments there. Otherwise, I did plan on doing more of these streams, especially like the week before. We're kind of in a slow news period, at least as far as things that I'm interested in. Haven't heard much in the musical area. Do check out, by the way, if you haven't already, the video I did on the Pokemon, what is it? On the, what we don't know, because we know we don't know more than we know, or whatever you want to call it, on the Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, what they're doing with the Western. And I did put that out last week, but yeah, that's what's coming on here. I wish I had more to tell you. I am always looking for like musical interviews and stuff I can do like that, but those don't always pan out. Let's see. Other than that, I want to check here. Do I stop it? Yeah, I can stop it from here if I want to do that. But thank you very much for watching this stream, and we hope to do more in the future. Like I said, next Sunday, Pokemon Stadium music discussion with Ann from PvP Podcast. All right, folks, thanks.